interference in our political process, folks. That's been a big story since 2016, when obviously the Russians hijacked our election. They hacked our election, right, to pervert the cyberspace with propaganda. Well, isn't this funny? Meta and OpenAI say they disrupted influence operations linked to Israeli company. OpenAI and Meta both disrupted covert influence operations linked to the same for-profit organization in Israel, the companies disclosed in independent transparency reports this week. The two tech giants announced within a day of each other that Stoic, I love that name, a political marketing and business intelligence firm based in Tel Aviv, had been using their products nefariously to manipulate various political conversations online. OpenAI, the generative artificial intelligence company behind ChatGPT, revealed in a report Thursday that it bans a network of accounts operated by Stoic, which it described as a for-hire Israeli threat factor, posting anti-Hamas and pro... I'm sorry?
Threat actor.
Threat actor, yeah. I thought that's what I said. Oh, threat factor? Okay, sorry. Posting anti-Hamas and pro-Israel content in addition to other political content. Meanwhile, in its quarterly adversarial threat report released Wednesday, Meta confirmed that it had also removed 510 Facebook accounts, 11 pages, and one group, as well as 32 Instagram accounts linked to the same operation. Meta announced that it has banned Stoic from its platforms and that it issued a cease and desist letter demanding that they immediately stop activity that violates Meta's policies. OpenAI and Meta did not immediately respond to requests for comment. An attempt to reach Stoic through a contact email listed on its website was rejected by the recipient's email provider, and messages sent to a person listed there as the company's chief technology officer also went unanswered. On its website, Stoic touts its generative AI content creation system as helping users automatically create targeted content and organically distribute it quickly to the relevant platform. So it sounds like a bot operation. That's what this basically sounds like to me. It sounds like Israeli bots were all over Facebook.
Yep.
The companies cracked down on the apparently AI-driven operation amid growing concern over how increasingly sophisticated generative AI tools could be used to propagate misinformation ahead of this year's U.S. presidential election. 20 tech companies, including Meta, Microsoft, and Google, signed a pledge this year to try to prevent AI from interfering in elections. OpenAI's report said Stoic used OpenAI's models to generate and edit web articles as well as social media comments later posted across Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and Telegram. That's the other thing you have to be aware of now. And this technology is available to everyone. I mean, this is just consumer technology. You can give OpenAI a prompt now, and they can write an article for you.
Sure.
So how hard is it to create an entirely fake newspaper? Just an entirely fabricated outlet where you can have a website, whatever, xyznews.com. You prompt it to write an article. It generates an article. That gets shared around as if a person thought of that. You multiply that a few hundred times, you have a fully functional magazine business with no one writing, researching articles, vetting information, nothing.
They do it already with stock market articles where it's so simple. You're just talking about this was up today. And this was down. It'll say article generated by AI or whatever. Reuters, I used 2 Reuters articles yesterday, and both of them had a byline by Reuters. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if they just generate articles with a press pool where nobody gets a byline. Seems a little weird, though. Even if you have weird. 5
Usually
people
you
on
would
an article, you'd have 5 names on it.
Usually you'd have 5 names. Sometimes if the editorial board issues it as a joint statement, it would say by the editorial board, by the newsroom, by Reuters. That who knows? Who knows if that's this? Exactly. Yeah. That is extremely strange. The network would also fake engagement, according to the report. After accounts posted their comments about the conflict in Gaza, multiple accounts would reply with text that was also generated by the same operation using OpenAI's models. Meta also added that the accounts on its platforms appeared to have bought likes and followers from Vietnam. OpenAI said that the accounts used its models to fictionalize bios for social media and that many of their profile pictures appeared to have been AI generated as well, with some accounts using the same photo for supposedly different people. Meta said they posed as locals in the countries they targeted, including as Jewish students, African Americans, and concerned citizens. So this is really taking the Russian bot operation to the next level.
We're gonna sanction Israel now, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Is Rachel Maddow going to do something about this?
Yeah, is this going to be a 3-year investigation, wall-to-wall news coverage on every show, because they are not just doing propaganda for a candidate who ended up winning a handful of swing states he wasn't supposed to win, but they're doing this to propagate a genocide. Is this going to be the subject of a rigorous years-long investigation where this appears every single day in the news? Because not only is this much more nefarious, it's much more sophisticated. You see now, and this is why we want to start covering the AI stuff more, you start seeing how real they can make nothing look, right?
Yeah.
Not only do they fake the content, they can fake the engagement to the point where these bots don't even look like bots anymore. A bot used to be pretty obvious. You could tell a bot was a bot. Now they're saying they generate profile pictures, they generate entire biographies using AI, where you have these completely just made up online people.
Yeah, we need Robert Mueller on this.
Yeah, exactly.
He did such a good job last time.
Absolutely. OpenAI also linked the operation to several websites, namely UCforCanada.com, TheGoodSamaritan.com, UFNews.io, and NonAgenda.com, that its report listed as inauthentic activist groups focusing on Gaza and broader Jewish-Muslim relations. Stoic's operation largely targeted audiences in the U.S. and Canada using English and Hebrew to post about the Israel-Hamas war, the company said. Such networks have praised Israel's military actions, criticized the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, that's UNRWA, of course, for Palestine refugees in the Near East, and accused pro-Palestinian protesters at American college campuses of promoting anti-Semitism and terrorism, among other focal points. So here you have a very sophisticated army of AI-generated content creators and content sharers and promoters and engagers. A much more sophisticated, it seems, than what happened in 2016, where you had, Igor whatever posting, Jesus versus the devil as Trump versus Hillary. I mean, the idea that swung the election is absurd. You're talking about $100,000 worth of ads. Here you're talking about, 8 years later, technology being what it is, just a much more advanced and evil, I would argue, operation.
Yeah, well, The Nation did that article. We covered that, showing that a lot of the evidence for foreign influence in Trump's campaign was legit, but it wasn't Russia, it was Israel.
Right. Yeah.
Like if you line up the dots, like there were fishy things going on in that campaign. And if you trace those things back, they trace back to Israel. Those incidents were all oriented around coordination with Israel. And this is why Israel won't throw Joe Biden a bone. They like Trump.
Of course, right.
They like him. This motherfucker, he's meeting with donors, talking about how he's going to deport protesters. And you might say he can't do that. That's going on in Greece right now. Greece is deporting foreign students.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah. Greece is deporting pro-Palestine students if they're exchange students or foreign students. Wow. That's going to their version, I think, of the Supreme Court right now. But that's the policy their government has adopted. That's what he's talking about doing. Israel fucking loves Donald Trump. They were the ones who actually colluded. If you had a real media, Russiagate would have been Israelgate, but you don't.
Exactly.
Please clap.